Hey everyone, it's Gerda here from Private Practice Success. How are you all doing this afternoon? It is Sunday, of course, the 21st of May, and today is of course part of my 90-day vlog challenge. Now I might be wrong, but I do think that today is vlog number 58 potentially. Hi Cherie, thanks for joining. Yes, I think it's vlog number 58. I normally check after the fact. I really should be more proactive and check beforehand. So I hope you're all having a fabulous Sunday afternoon. I'm very lucky. I've got the whole house to myself. My daughter's out with a friend. My husband and the two boys are at the Apple store having an amazing time there at the technology. Cherie says hi everyone, and yes, I'm just chilling here in the living room, sitting on the floor, and thought I would have a chat with you this afternoon. So the title for today is to be aware of secondary gains. And how did I come about this title? Well, today was grocery shopping day for me. I'm not sure if there's anybody else out there, Cherie, maybe it was grocery day for you as well, but I can tell you there is nothing that I hate more than buying groceries. No, actually there's one thing I hate more. That is getting home with a boot full of groceries, like that feels like 100 bags, and there's nobody to help me empty the boot, and then I need to unpack it all by myself. That is the one thing I hate more than grocery shopping. And you know, I've often spoken to people, and I would tell, you know, when you're in social situations or even with peers and colleagues at the practice, we'll talk about how I absolutely despise doing grocery shopping. When I know I need to go and do it, I'm just like tired already, and I haven't even gotten in the car. And people have recommended, for example, that I do online shopping. I can tell you I've shopped online once with Kohl's, once with Woolies. I don't necessarily prefer either of the two. And at the time I went, oh, you know, this is cool. And then what happens is the next week I don't do the online shopping. I have probably, like I said, done it twice. Although I've got a login account for both of those, you know, they keep a list of the previous stuff that you bought. It shouldn't be hard to get organized and do online shopping. And I keep on whining about the fact that I don't like to do grocery shopping because it feels like it takes forever and it's so tiring. But then I started to really think about, you know, why is it so hard for me to engage in this behavior change? Okay, I've been buying groceries once a week since, I don't know, many years ago, at least 20 years ago. All right, since I moved out of my parents' house, because my mom really spoiled me. She was the one that always bought the groceries, even as a student when I was still living at home. But once I moved out, of course, that became my job. Cherie says, time to get a butler, Gerda. Oh, I love that idea. That would be amazing. That would be awesome. And I started thinking, you know, yes, it's a long-standing habit. I've been doing this for how many years? 20 odd years. But it's also something that I've always said I don't like and don't enjoy, but I'm not changing it despite having tried. So I really started to think, you know, what about this is making it hard for me to change it? You know, is there actually something that I get, even if it is unconsciously, from going and doing grocery shopping? And when I started to reflect on this, I realized for me, you know, family is a very important value. And for me, the action and the behavior of going out and buying, you know, food for the week, stuff for the lunch boxes, is an important almost expression of providing and looking after my family. The fact that I can actually afford to go and do that. The fact that I'm able to take those actions. Personally, the aisles that I love the most in the grocery shop And of course, when I say love, this is all relative, because like I said, I don't particularly like being there, but I do like being in the cleaning aisle of all places and buying all the stuff that makes your house smells nice. I guess I'm a bit of a homebody in that sense, that I do, and people that know me, you know, the practice will tell you I'm a very sensory person, so I like stuff that smells nice. So I love to buy things that makes the house smells nice. I like candles or those little plug-in sensory stuff, and I feel good when I purchase that stuff because it feels like I'm creating a warm, homely space for my family, which is me, my husband, and you know, sometimes we have other family here, and very importantly, my children. You know, creating a type of home that I also grew up in, that I love to be in. And that for me, I think, is my secondary gain. I like to walk in those aisles and really be very selective in what I choose. And I get a bit of a warm and fuzzy feeling because I bought that stuff. And I guess the reason why I'm telling you guys this is that I really want you to look at how might this apply to your life. You know, what is that stuff, whether it's in your personal life, but even at the practice, in your business life, that, you know, what is that task that you're always complaining about or whinging, or that you really don't like doing, and you've been telling yourself for such a long time that I need to change this, you know, I need to get rid of this task, I need to delegate or something. And maybe just spend some time unpacking and reflecting on, is there possibly secondary gains that you are getting from not outsourcing or not delegating this task? And I know often people will talk about money. You know, oh, I don't have the money. You're like, you know, maybe I don't have the money to afford a butler to do it for me, Cherie. You know, but you know, money is a funny thing. I think I've got an abundance mindset, I believe, which I've been working on for the last couple of years about money. When I often speak to practice owners, if we want to apply it in terms of business and our practice owners often tell me that I don't have the money to, for example, hire an admin person, or I can't afford yet to hire my practice manager, or I can't afford to outsource the bookkeeping. So instead, I'll spend Saturday and Sunday doing the books on Excel or MyOp or Xero, or I can't afford to hire a cleaner at the practice. And that really is, and I know people might not like this, but that is a scarcity mindset. And I think, and again, I'm generalizing, a lot of helping professionals are very risk averse. We don't like taking risks. We are very careful. And I think that has been perpetuated by, you know, us working within a profession where there's a lot of rules, a lot of stuff that you must do, and a lot of stuff that you just cannot do. You know, code of ethics, rules and regulations around registration. Those things are all very important, and it's there to protect not only our clients but us as well. But that does perpetuate a very risk averse mindset when it comes to how you run your business and in terms of how you spend your money. And you know, a lot of practice owners that I work with does have a scarcity mindset. They are very, very scared to invest in themselves, in their practice. Doesn't matter what level it is, they're just so scared. And of course that holds you back. And I've realized that so often that as part of my masterclass that I'm running next week, we actually do a little assessment. Hi, Rebecca, thanks for joining. We do a little assessment on that weekend. I shouldn't say little, it's not a little assessment, it's actually 7 pages of questionnaires that they need to complete for us to identify their money archetypes and really start looking at those beliefs around money, and why it is so hard for us as helping professionals who are also business owners to really develop an abundance mindset around marketing and really understand where our behaviors are coming from around money especially. So I guess I need to practice what I preach, Cherie. Your suggestion on getting a butler I might need to look into that and outsource that job. I would love that. I would prefer that butler to actually move in. My husband has often said, you know, why don't we get a, what's it called? An au pair. Why don't we get an au pair? But I always go, you know, I don't like paying people peanuts, and I will just feel bad giving them all the jobs to do because I would feel that they're not being compensated enough. So no, and I will probably treat them like one of the kids, which will mean they'll do almost no work, which is not good. But if anybody have got good au pair stories, that would be great. But I think my kids are a bit old for that now anyhow. But it's always about looking at, you know, what is those other ways of doing things. And if you find that there is this one thing, like me with my groceries, that you complain about, to really check why can't I change my behaviors around this specific task or activity or chore that I need to do, and really do a bit of psychology and therapy on yourself and unpack what is those secondary gains that is keeping you stuck in that position. And you know, then at least you can make an informed choice, because then you'll be aware. So I can now either decide that, okay, it's that feeling that I get in terms of creating a safe space for my family, of providing for them. How else could I get that feeling on a week-to-week basis, so that I don't have to get that from going to the grocery shop whilst whining all the way there, and whining in my husband's ears and whining in my kids' ears about it, and really make it a better experience for all of us. So that is my message for today. Thank you so much for you guys that has joined me on this Sunday afternoon. I really appreciate it. I now have to go and unpack the rest of the groceries. So normally what I do all the cold and frozen stuff first, and then I have a coffee and I take a break. And I did, especially today, because there's no one else here, and now I need to go do all the other stuff. Thank you so much. Have a awesome rest of your Sunday, and as always, remember, all you need to do is say yes to your very own ultimate level 5 private practice, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.